The deadline for the 53-man roster is quickly approaching. We have the latest on the roster cuts that are impacting the quarterback room already for the Birds. And he might be a Super Bowl MVP, but he is still getting overlooked. Again, we're going to tell you where Jalen Hurts was ranked by his peers this past season. And Scary Terry locked and loaded with Washington. Terry McLaurin getting a big payday now. It rivals another top receiver for the Eagles. And with that, we welcome you here to Birds Huddle, proudly presented by Toyota, the official automotive partner of the NFL, alongside Barrett Brooks. I'm Amy Fadool, and we are less than 24 hours until that 53-man roster is finalized across the league. Some notable cuts the Eagles have made so far are as follows. They've waived quarterbacks Dorian Thompson-Robinson. That was a big move. Obviously, Kyle McCord, the rookie, also cut. They released guard Kenyon Green, the player they received in the trade that sent C.J. Gardner-Johnson to the Texans. So, Barrett, we know it's a business, but you've gone through this. You've been there where you're nervous, and you've seen other guys be nervous. You know, there's a human element to this. These guys are hoping to make this their career, and they just, one more obstacle.
It is so tough. This is probably the worst part of football. Cut date going into this. I was cut before, in fact, I was cut twice. And understanding, it's a dog-eat-dog world. And a lot of the players that went out there and played probably won't get a chance to play anymore. They might go to another team. It's just so much uncertainty on that day. You're hoping that you put enough good film out there that somebody's going to bring you in. You're hoping you did enough that somebody like you. You're hoping you did enough that the team you're on keeps you. But you just don't know. Is it what have you done for me lately league? Is it an unforgiving league? And I hate this time of year.
Yeah, it's a tough one. And it's only going to get worse as we are now less than 24 hours away. As we check out our three-point stance now, presented by Toyota. First up, the Eagles quarterback depth has shifted. Mentioned Jalen Hurts, Tanner McKee, Sam Howell in the quarterback room. Howell spent the last season in Seattle after, of course, 2 years with the Commanders. That's where we remember him better from.
Right.
Quarterback factory is missing some of its original parts, I guess you would say, because they're known for developing talent, but they didn't keep Kyle McCord. They went out and got Sam Howell.
I think Sam Howell is more consistent because he's a veteran player, that veteran presence. He's played in this league a couple years. I think they have more. They have more, reliance on him being able to come in and play this game since Tanner McKee is not able to come out here right now. He's throwing hand. And so, it's going to be tough for them to go into a game and have it hurt, if there was, God forbid it. But, they need somebody to come in and consistently been in the league and has that, that the wherewithal to go out there and run a good offense. I'm looking forward to seeing, if McCord makes it, through the cuts.
You think they're going to try to
Is he go through the wire? I think he's going to come back. Well, they want him to come back and be on the practice squad.
Yeah.
Will he? I don't know. Just like you said, we always talk about a quarterback factory. A lot of teams want to come in and come and pick guys that from this Eagle organization. They do what offensive lineman. I think they'll do it right here with the quarterback too. I don't think he clears waivers because he did enough to show that he could play in this league. Mm-hmm. People love Eagles players, so, it's good. DGR, I hope he goes somewhere and plays somewhere, but, at this point, he didn't have enough veteran leadership right now to be in that locker room.
Yeah, I don't think they trusted him when they saw Tanner McKee maybe wasn't able to go. All right, our second stance, Jalen Hurts. It's just a different day. Same old story. Continues to be overlooked. The NFL released the list of top players every year. They're voted on by their peers, the top 100. We all are locked in. 2025, Hurts was listed as 19th. 19th is a Super Bowl MVP. Come on, people. Let's take a look at the Eagles on the list so far. Many deserving names getting recognized by the peers. But 19, I remember when we talked about Cooper DeJean at 60. He was shocked.
Right.
Jalen Hurts has to be like, whatever, dude. It's like,
and it's not necessarily what he did.
Too low for Lane Johnson.
It is, but this isn't necessarily what he did in the playoffs in the Super Bowl. This is voted on players in December. And, if you do that, around that time, he was just playing okay at the time.
Right.
So that's why, he's at 19. I think he's right around where, during that time period, he should be. Because Jalen Hurts at that point wasn't playing up to, what he wanted to. He had just gotten hurt. He was just in a position where he wasn't, performing at the level he wanted to. He was running the rock. So I think that's why they did that. I was one of the guys, I worked at NFL Films, and I was like one of those guys go out to the teams and have them vote. Mm-hmm. Half the guys didn't vote. Half the guys didn't know it was a vote. It's clearly, I'm going to vote the guys on my team. So it's not really a really accurate list, but I think this is probably as close to being accurate as we can. We were a Super Bowl team, and they voted accordingly.
Yeah, that's a good point on that one. But do you think Uses a little bit of fuel?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's going to be 19. He's like, all right, 19.
He's like, come on, man.
And there's 4 guys on that list that's still there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you look at it, what is it? You got Mahomes, Allen, Jackson, and then you got Burrow. So, those 4 guys are still haven't been, designated on the list yet. So a lot of people were thinking he wasn't going to be on the list during that time. So
that's true.
I like that he's at 19. Right. He's going to use this as fuel. He doesn't need but a little bit to get him amped up. So he's going to go out there, Hey, remember 19? We'll hear about it, when he won the Super Bowl. Is this a 19
that's
ranked guy holding the Super Bowl? Yeah, let's go. Let's go, Jalen. Let's go.
I love it. Our third stance, Terry is getting scary after requesting a trade at the end of July and being fined over $100,000 for missing mandatory camp. Commanders receiver Terry McLaurin finally got that financial security. McLaurin is signing a 3-year, $96 million deal extension. Well, it keeps him in Washington through A.J. Brown as the 6th highest paid receiver in the league by average annual value. So now the man's getting paid. Do you think he's continued to be absolutely scary, the nightmare that he's been for the Eagles twice a year? Because every time you see that Commanders logo, you're like, well, here he comes.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's definitely a guy that produces. His production level has always been great against the Eagles. Running that route right there, the little drag route going across the middle of the field. They give it to him out there, and he's been very productive. He's somebody that you have to worry about where he is, where's Waldo or where's Terry at, and that's the way I think of him. Is he a #1 receiver here in Philadelphia? No. On that team, he is. Why did they take so long when Daniels needs that guy? He was his best receiver last year. He was the safety blanket last year, and then he didn't get a chance to go through all camp. Now, you want Jaden Daniels to be a great player, but yet you don't give him the weapons he needs. After him, who else is there? I mean, at this point, I don't think Debo is that, outside receiver you're looking for. He has to be the guy. So it's, they paid him. He had to get paid. But, $32 million, that's right there with A.J. A.J. making the same thing. Who's the better player? I'll take A.J. all day. All day.
12 games, Terry McLaurin, 12 games against the Eagles, 900 yards and 6 touchdowns.
That's sickening. But he's a good player against the Eagles. You just can't play against the Eagles every week.
He's like, it's it. He's it.
Well, he's a Sam Howell. Sam Howell's the same way. Against the Eagles, he's great.
That's right.
Everywhere else, we'll see,
Scary Terry. I know Jaden McDaniels is excited.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine if he was trying to start the season without him?
He was probably knocking at the door.
Like, hey, I'll give $5 million.
Yeah. I mean, what's the owner's name? Hey, could you sign my guy, please? You want me to be great,
It's Josh Harris.
Josh Harris. Josh
Harris.
That Middleton, I'm sorry.
Magic Johnson.
Sorry, Phillies. But, Yeah. I'm glad. I'm glad they signed him. I'm glad they signed him.
All right.
I'll take it.
We'll see you at the end of the year,
right.
Terry.
See if you're still scary.
See if you're still scary.